Get in there, my son. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. Just an update with all the latest goings on in the transfer window, because there is only about 13 days left of this transfer window, baby. So if United are going to do some business, it is going to be coming thick and fast, if at all, of course. But we're going to get into that a little bit in this video. We're also going to just give you an update on the latest United news and all the latest goings on at the club. Do us a favour, everybody, if you're waiting in here at the start of the stream, smash that like button on it, give it a little thumbs up. Also, if you're catching up later, do leave a thumbs up and a comment in the comment section below. But get involved throughout. This is an interactive show, so we do love hearing from you throughout. Everybody in the live chat, Primot, Fire Up, Berber, Space in Your Face, Flying Pig United Fan 67, Antoine Rendo, Sir Greenwood, Berber, Travis, J Subi, G Wolf, Tankman, Big L, John Tracy, John Gallagher, etc. Everybody and everybody else who I did miss there, get involved in the comment section as we go throughout, of course. But great to have you all on board the Bacon Express today. We've got a few things to get into. So, of course, the first thing I want to discuss, really, guys, is the United having a behind closed doors friendly, of course, against Burnley and winning 3-1 in a behind closed doors friendly at Old Trafford. So you can actually, if you go to Stretford Paddock, you can actually see the goals. They've got the goals from the behind closed doors. So I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. Behind closed doors friendly against Burnley, which finished 3-1 to Manchester United, with Jay Lings, Slabby Maguire getting on the score sheet. Lads and lasses, get in there, my son. A much changed team. He's just sort of experimenting, changing things around, of course. Tom Heaton, Diogo Dalot, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Brandon Williams, Nemanja Matic, Johnny van der Beek, Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard, Anthony Martial, and Jadon Sancho starting in this game, guys. So very, very good start. Just building on that good sort of form that we started the season with. Bit of momentum. Smashing up Leeds United. Come on, my son! Get in there! I'm still buzzing about that one. What a start to the season, my friends. We've got Southampton coming up. It's going to be penetration, guys. So, yeah, but it would be lovely if we could do some business and get some more players in before then. But anyway, just wanted to give you the update on that in case you didn't know. There was a behind the closed doors friendly against Burnley, which went Manchester United's way after going 1 down there. So great stuff. Some good performers in there, as I said. Jay Lings, who's being heavily linked with a move to West Ham at the moment. And of course, as I said, Slabbington Maguire getting on the score sheet. So that's some fantastic news. But now on to the transfer news, lads and lasses. Shame we couldn't watch that, of course. But in regards to the transfer news, Manchester United, we've got 13 days left of this transfer window to be able to get any business done. Solskjaer wants a midfielder. Many sources suggest that Solskjaer has his eyes on two midfielders in particular are on Solskjaer's wish list. He's got a wish list which is far vaster than just 2, of course, and we've discussed it ad nauseum here. When it comes to players like Declan Rice, he's supposed to be interested in him. There's that Jay Lingard connection. Saul, Camavinga, Ruben Neves, Bissouma, Ndidi. I mean, there's just a huge list of players that Solskjaer would want to bring into the club. And I'm sure he's not too fussed about who we bring in at this stage. We do know that we are a little bit light in that midfield, especially the central defensive midfield position. Fred's decent, he's good, he's a good player, but he's not a great player. And we need to be looking at getting a great player in there. Of course, I mean, Fred got on the score sheet the other day. It was absolutely mad. And, he is a good player for us. He had a good Copa America, of course, representing Brazil too. You can't discount his abilities. He's a good player, he works hard, etc. But we need something a little bit better in that area. The whole Paul Pogba situation is still up in the air. Will he sign a contract? Won't he sign a contract? Most United fans, based on his performance against Leeds, if he can do that, would definitely want him to sign a new contract. It's whether or not United can agree the transfer deal and the contract amount and everything with the agent fees and everything involved with that. There's a huge amount of money involved when it comes to signing a new contract with Paul Pogba, and it has to be, right for both parties. So that brings a huge amount of question marks over it, really, because we don't know what's going on with Pogba. If he stays, of course, we're not going to sign a replacement for Pogba, but we should still be absolutely looking at getting one of 2 types of midfielder, either a central defensive midfield destroyer, somebody like a Wilfred Ndidi or a Kante type player, or a deeper lying playmaker type, who's still defensively sound, a la, a Ruben Neves, or this Saul, there's a couple of different options, maybe some more sort of general all-rounded midfielders that can come in and sit in front of our supposedly improved backline and you know, just spray things around. So yeah, you know, there's definitely, I personally have a feeling that Manchester United are going to sign a midfielder before the end of the window. My instincts tell me it will be Camavinga. But there are a lot of question marks over that one. He has said that he would prefer a move to Spain in the past and things like this. So it really does remain to be seen. But my instincts would tell me that Manchester United, if we are going to sign anyone, it will be somebody who's very cheap. He does have, of course, you know, a limited time on his contract there at Stade Rennes, and he's not a huge amount of money. He's only 18 years of age, and he's only going to be going for somewhere in the region of 30 million euros, is what's been reported. So, you know, I would think that that is possible. If not, then Ruben Neves is definitely the player for me. I mean, in fact, Ruben Neves is the one I would prefer to go and get. I'll just ask you guys at the start of the stream, actually, lads and lasses, if you could sign one midfielder for that position to replace Fred, or not necessarily replace Fred, but yes, replace him, but also just provide competition for that area as well, who are you going to be bringing in there? Is it going to be Ruben Neves? Is it going to be Saul, Declan Rice, Camavinga? I mean, Camavinga's a box-to-box type midfielder. You know, he's versatile. He's 18. You can mould him. Who would you guys bring in? Just let you answer for a second there. Me personally, out of the choice of those guys, I think Ruben Neves is a really good fit for us because he's young. He's got that Bruno connection there, being Portuguese. He's also proven in the Premier League, which is no small thing to be doing it consistently in the Premier League for, you know, a good Wolves side over the last few years. Is a good indicator of the sort of player he is and the sort of player he is going to be in the future. So for me, he's definitely the man. Declan Rice says rank me. Well, fair enough. He's more of a defensive-minded midfielder, and if we're after a proper out-and-out defensive-minded midfielder, then yeah, I guess that makes sense. And also, he does have that that homegrown effect, and also he does have the Jesse Lingard connection, which means we can maybe send Jesse in the other way, using him as a make weight to make the whole deal a lot cheaper and just make a lot more sense, because nobody's signing Declan Rice for 80 or 90 million pounds. It doesn't represent any good value whatsoever. But, you know, 60 million plus Jesse, or 50 million plus Jesse, or 40 million plus Jesse is more realistic, then you might be able to get the job done. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for getting in here. I can see there's a bunch of mods in here. Shazad, Eddie, Rushy. How's everyone doing today? Thank you so much for getting in. Big God Bob, he says, if Solskjaer's got a wish list, then Arteta's got a piss list. Well, yeah. You know, literally, that's true. Literally, Mikel Arteta is shopping around in the bargain basement right now, dude. Nobody wants to sign for Arsenal, do they? Let's be honest. You look at their signings, you know, Nuno Tavares and who else this? It's just all basically unknowns. Or apart from Ben White, which they've just overspunked on. Oh my goodness me, they spent 50 million on that guy. I mean, it remains to be seen whether that will be good value, but I don't think it will be. What's going on there, Double K? He says Ghana is knocking hardly so far, so for no one. What do you mean there, Double KK? Don't know what that means. G-Wolf United, how are you going? He says 80 million down the drain, Slabby wide. He does it again. Smell the Marmite, taste the Marmite when Slabby king of the defence. We'll see about that one, G-Wolf. Hey, I hope he has a great season, man. He's definitely done some really great things over the last, you know, few months, obviously, with England, and he started the season well, and he seems to be ready to step up to that next level at United, G-Wolf United. I'll give it to you, son. Maybe you called it early. You did call it early. You saw it early that this man maybe was the one. And, of course, with Rafael Varane coming in, maybe you'll just see that centre-back partnership we've been crying out for years, and that'll be, you know, that'll be you proven right. No worries, Eddie O2. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate you. Yes, do us a favour, guys. Hit the thumbs up and get involved in the live comment section. Angus Gallagher's tuning in from New Zealand. How you doing there, bud? Also, give it a share on social media, on Twitter or whatnot if you can. That's always much appreciated. Right then, so Ruben Neves has, of course, developed many years now at Wolves. He is being linked to Manchester United. He's actually also, reading an article here, that he's been linked to Arsenal as well. Oh, dear. But Neves, you know, apparently there's just no, you know, it's, yeah. I mean, if I was Ruben Neves, I wouldn't join Arsenal right now. It's kind of like boarding a sinking ship, knowing that it's going to sink. It's really not a very good look at Arsenal right now. I think it's just a matter of time before Mikel Arteta gets sacked. I don't think he's big enough for the job there. I also don't think he's got the big enough resources and also a good squad, a squad good enough to do the job that's asked of him. So I think it's just a matter of time before there's a sacking in the air at Arsenal there. But the big three on the thumbnail, as you can see today, the big three players in midfield that are supposedly 1, 2, and 3 in terms of likeliness that they're going to be joining this football club are Camavinga, Ruben Neves, and Saul. Probably in that sort of an order, but you know, in terms of the time frame, who knows? I mean, there's every possibility United go to the end of the window. We don't sign anybody now. This is the Glazers' ownership we're talking about. This is United we're talking about. Over the last couple of years, it's not like we've gone out there and just made all these huge signings to try and get these holes plugged and get the job done and make Solskjaer's job a lot easier. They've started to do it, and I think it was just because of that European Super League debacle why they've done it this season, this summer with of course Varane and Sancho coming in, but there's still holes in the team. There's still weak areas in the team that we could look at strengthening. I mean, any club with some ambition right now who have just spent money on Sancho and Varane, which is huge money, you look at the rest of the side, we're pretty damn good. The squad's looking great. We start the season really well. You look at the attacking talents we've got. You look at the defensive talents we've now got. The back line looks solid as a damn rock now, really. It's just the midfield areas, and maybe, you know, we can add a bit of competition at right back. But anybody with a bit of ambition would be going out there and saying, you know what, we could really do with another central midfielder. Let's go and get him. Solskjaer obviously wants them, because you look at his options in there and they're a little bit questionable. And we know that he's got an interest in Kieran Trippier or a right back, somebody to come in and challenge and compete with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, that's not a key area of the team to strengthen, because we know that the midfield is probably a more scarce area for top quality talents there. But you know, we definitely, if we had ambition, we'd definitely go out there and sign those two players as well, because that's not big money. You're talking about 30 million for Camavinga, or 40 million maybe for Ruben Neves, if you're talking about signing up Ruben Neves, which I would prefer. And then right back, you know, you're talking 20 million, 25 million, 30 million euros tops. And there you go. Jobs are good, and you've got all your puzzle pieces. Now it's just on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to put them into place and to get them, you know, creating that picture that he wants them to create. And so you can't do more than that as owners, really. You look at the squad, it's a strong squad. We've only a couple of weak positions. Get them in there then. Get them in there. Give Solskjaer what he needs. And then it's up to him to get them challenging for the title. It's as simple as that, really. So, yes, we need to sign somebody else before the transfer window. I'm going to just get a little poll up on the channel, guys. A little poll, so have your say. Do we make another signing? Another signing this window. Simple as that. Yes or no. Let me know your thoughts. I want to see if you are genuinely, you know, have any faith in our shite board whatsoever. Joseph Adams, have you been, bud? He says, what was up with today's game? I was so confused. It's just a behind the closed doors friendly, basically. So, yeah, just a practice game. It's essentially a practice game, mate. Hopefully Neves goes to Arsenal, says Michael Woolley Woolbridge. I hope not, Michael Woolley Woolbridge. I don't want that. I want him to go to Manchester United or stay at Wolves for a little while longer. I do think because of his age and his performances in the Premier over the last 2 seasons, he's a good acquisition for anybody right now. Isaac and Danby, hello. He says Declan Rice is the best for the position, but he is overhyped, overpriced because he's an English player. Declan Rice is not worth anywhere near £90 million. That's supposed to be the price tag that West Ham have put on Declan Rice. What the hell? I mean, yes, he is homegrown. There is that little bit of a premium you pay for that, but no, he's not worth anywhere near that. He was quite good in the Euros, to be fair, and he had a good season last season, was probably less impressive than his teammate Souček, though, and somebody's valuing it at £90 million. It's just absolutely preposterous. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think he's overhyped and overpriced. I would be quite happy to give them £40 million and Jesse Lingard for them, though. In my eyes, that's valued him at around about 60 million, and really 15 million of that is the English premium that you have to pay to convince another club to take him off. To let him go and you know, take him off another club. And then also because he's homegrown, you can register him as a homegrown player. So, yeah, like he's really not that much of an expensive player. £60 million tops. Caleb Brennan, how's it going there, Caleb? He says, who do you think we will get? I personally think we'll cheap out. We will sign somebody else. We will sign a midfielder between now and the end of the window. That's my hunch feeling. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't sign anybody. I would be surprised if we signed another big player for big money, like we have done on Sancho or Varane. I would be quite surprised in that. But I think Camavinga is kind of realistic. I think Ruben Neves is realistic. So those are the two people that you know, I would be happy with, but also that I could see signing before the end of the window. I can't see us going out there and signing Wilfred and Ndidi. I also think that the Declan Rice deal is kind of, you know, complicated. It's very complicated. It's a lot of money they're asking there. They obviously want to keep the player. We're sort of, you know, putting a reasonably high valuation on Jesse Lingard at the moment because of his performances for them as well. And we know that they could really do with him. and I'm sure they want him. But there you go. Because of that whole situation, it really depends. If we sell Jesse Lingard to West Ham, then I could really see another player coming in. And there are some other links, actually, guys. I've got some news here in regards to Jesse Lingard. So, yes, there are reports coming out to say that West Ham United are looking to make another attempt, basically, to sign Jesse Lingard very shortly. United have informed West Ham and a couple of other teams that are supposedly interested in him that we want about £25 million for the player. So a reasonable amount of money. I could see him going for 20, but that is what we floated him around to certain clubs at. That's what we're looking for, is £25 million, which actually is fair. It's a fair amount. You know, he might not have been the great player we would hope for at United. He's kind of been a meme. But there was a time in his career when he was very good for us and we had a lot of hope for him. And also, he's still a good player. He proved that for West Ham. He's just too small of a player for Manchester United, it turns out. He needs to go over there to that smaller pool and be a bigger fish over at West Ham, I think. I think it suits all parties to get Jesse Lingard out of the club. I think he'll benefit from it for his career. But he's 27. He's a homegrown talent. He's been playing for England many times before in his career. You're talking about somebody who's not going to go for peanuts. Homegrown, you know, he's got to be at least £20 million. So, yeah, £25 million is the sort of money that Manchester United are looking for Jesse Lingard. I could see him going before the end of the window. There's a few other outs that are going to be happening as well. We've got some information on Brandon Williams, of course. Brandon Williams is set to join Norwich on loan in the coming days. Agreement between the clubs is close. The loan fee is understood to be significantly below the £2 million United initially wanted. So that's quite interesting. But we still got Diogo Dalot. We've still got Aaron Wan-Bissaka there. There's a chance we could sign Trippier. But in regards to the Jesse Lingard situation and the Declan Rice situation, because of that, who knows? We might even go in for Declan Rice, but I doubt it. I'm just going to hop into the live chat for a second here. How's everyone doing, guys? I hope you all had a great weekend and everything. In fact, it's Tuesday now. Oh, yeah, I wasn't on yesterday. But I hope you all had a great weekend. And, of course, we smashed up Leeds United 5-1. I almost forgotten there. 5-1 drubbings. Amazing start to the season. What performances from the boys. People like Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. This is another big question mark at the club, really. We need to get those sewn up. I'm on the camp of let's get Pogba signed up now, really. And I'm also on the camp of let's get Bruno signed up to a new deal as well. So TalkSport reported earlier on that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to hand 5 players new contracts in this summer transfer window. Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes being among the players that are in lines for a new deal. And various reports say that Bruno Fernandes currently has a 5 years to run on his contract, but it's £100,000 a week or 160 altogether, somewhere in that region anyway. But he's definitely worth a lot more than that, and his new deal could be worth from between £250,000 to £300,000 per week. And Paul Pogba's, of course, already on £300,000 to £350,000 a week and is hopefully looking to try and get £450,000 a week out of Manchester United, hence certain various reports. So, Bruno Fernandes, that's a Nassers. Let's get him signed up. How much do you think that Manchester United should pay Bruno Fernandes per week at the club? So, his profile in world football is not as large as Paul Pogba's, but his profile in football on the pitch is as large as Paul Pogba's, if not bigger, because I just think he's a bigger, better, more important player for us. Maybe not better, maybe not, I think Pogba's got absolutely everything, but just a more important, better player for United based on what he brings to the team, being that catalyst, but also just having that mentality, that elite mentality of being a winner and absolute fight like a bulldog, or like a pit bull, I should say. So, very, very much so. We need to sign this guy up in this transfer window or this summer or just whenever. Get him done soon because he is such a hugely important player for us. And Pogba too, really, guys, I just don't want us to pay too much money for Paul Pogba because, look, he's got to be consistent. And we've seen over the last few years he's not consistent. But he's definitely a player we need to keep rather than let go for free. It's as simple as that. Look at that performance he did the other day. Oh, but the money's too much. I go back and forth in my head with Paul Pogba, guys. Like, he's so good, but he's so inconsistent, and he wants so much money, and he's already on so much money. And how can you justify paying Pogba $450 a week when Bruno Fernandes is on 100 odd K a week? and Bruno Fernandes only wants 250 to 300k a week. It's madness, guys. He's not consistent for that money. Right, let's get into the live chat and see how much you think Bruno Fernandes should be paid. £200,000 a week, says Azir Editor. £200,000 a week, says Shazad Ahmed. You what? You don't want another Ander Herrera situation on the cards, mate. And by the way, Bruno Fernandes is 10 times the player Ander Herrera is anyway. I can't think we can lowball Bruno Fernandes like that. He is one of the biggest players for us in the team. Surely he knows that. The fan base love him. Like, come on. He is in a very strong position in terms of contract negotiations. Personally, I would say that he's pushing, you got to pay him 250k a week at least, but pushing 300k a week, guys. Come on, how can you pay Pogba 400 odd k a week and have Bruno on 200k a week? That's crazy. 155k, says Vincent Bullock. Dude, come on now. Kieran Brennan makes a good point. He says more than what Pogba's getting. This is why I'm bringing this up and making this point right now with you really, guys, because Bruno's contract is up. Pogba's contract is up at the moment. They're looking at getting them on new deals. The reason the Pogba contract has dragged out so long is because his contract's running down and they're in a strong position to negotiate with United. United don't want to get bent over a barrel, but at some point, we're going to have to bend a little bit and give him closer to what they want. Otherwise, we're going to lose the player. Bruno Fernandes is a player that is just our best player for a very long time. The last 2 years, he has been our most consistent best performer. And we're going to be paying him, a huge amount less than Pogba. It doesn't really add up to me. Like, that's the problem with the Pogba situation. I'd pay Pogba 350k a week, says Ryan Martin. And this is the point. He's a better player than Pogba. He's more important for the team than Pogba. Just because Pogba has more followers or a bigger brand or has more won World Cups and things like that doesn't mean that he's worth more to Manchester United. And I'm sorry to say, but he's not. Bruno should be getting paid more than Pogba, if anything. It's kind of just madness that football isn't just based on your input, really. It's all based on, I suppose it's based on the regime at Man United completely messing everything up over the years. That's what it's based on, really, with the wage structure and everything, paying these guys too much money to begin with. Signing Pogba for £89 million and giving him £300,000 a week and stuff like that. We've completely made a mess of the wage structure in the last few years. We're starting to get it back into a good position. There's no Alexis Sanchez around stinking it up and things like that. And we are getting rid of some of the really bad hangers-on players that are paid like 6 figures a week to be gash. Jesse's going to be going this summer, it seems. Also, we've got rid of players like, Rojo and Smalling. We have had a decent clear-out recently, but there's still some that need to go. Thank you very much, Rushmano. He says, subscribe to the channel. Yes, lads and lasses, we'll be bringing you all the latest Manchester United news on this channel as it happens between now and the end of the window. It might be a busy couple of weeks, in fact. We shall see. It remains to be seen. There's plenty of links with players at United, from Ruben Neves and Saul and Camavinga to other positions like Kieran Trippier. So hopefully we will see a little bit of business between now and the end of the window, but you just never know. I mean, look at the live chat poll here. We've got a little poll running in the live chat. Have a vote. Do we make another signing this window? Currently, 58% of the viewers here think that, yes, we do. So there's a little bit of optimism floating around the United fan base at the moment that suggests we are going to get somebody before the window. I mean, I'm probably thinking that we are, and I'm probably in my mind similar to that. 60-40, 40% we probably don't go out there and do any business, 60% we do. I'm thinking that we need to, so it makes sense to go and do it. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Eros. He says Pogba 350k, Bruno 400k. Now, the reality of the situation is this, though. It's not how life works. It's not how life works, guys. If you're a big name with a big profile and you can move merch and shirts and get sponsorship deals and get more eyes on your product, then you can demand more money. So, look, even though Pogba is not as important a player to Manchester United as Bruno, because of the whole package, he is paid more, and he probably should be paid more than Bruno. Bruno's at a slightly lesser place in his career, I think, than Pogba, really. Not for United. He's in a further place in his career for United because he's more important. But in every other aspect of his career, he's not. He's not got the World Cup accolades. He's not been and done it at Juventus, another big quality team in European football, and won stuff. Yeah, he has actually been at Sporting, and they're a good European side, don't get me wrong. But there is levels, and of course, he's coming at 26 years of age, or 25, 26 years of age to United. And this is really his first big platform to do it on. Whereas Pogba's been a star since he was a young kid, really, and has been coming up. So his profile's much bigger. So I can understand that there are other aspects and things outside of football which make a contract. David Beckham is wanted by LA Galaxy, because he's a great footballer, but also because he's a huge profile player who's just going to make the MLS and LA Galaxy have so many more eyes on them because of the sort of player. So it's not just about the player, it's also about the whole overall package. So let's be honest now, Pogba is worth a lot of money. He is worth a lot of money. He's a hugely marketable individual. He's got a huge following. And he's a great player on his day, which doesn't come often enough. Hey there, Haroni. What's going on, bud? Great to see you there. He says 69 people watching. Great to have you all aboard the Bacon Express today. Do us a favour, actually, everyone. Smash the like button. Let's see if we can get 69 likes on it. Nice one, Haroni. Isn't Bruno on 90k a week? So 150 to 200k is a massive pay increase. Yeah, well, I've got figures here that say 100k a week with bonuses and things like that. Could be up to 160. But personally, I think, G-Wolf, I understand what you're saying. But I'm sorry, his position in the team is worth more than 150k to 200k player. Just because he was on peanuts and we got a really cheap contract and a really cheap deal there, doesn't mean that we can just say to him, look, we want to give you a slight pay increase. He's worth hugely more than that now to us. And he knows that. We know that. The fan base knows that. None of us, I don't think, would be adverse to seeing Bruno Fernandes on 300k a week. Look, it's only money. It's not even our money. It's the Glazers' money. And I'd rather see that money go to Bruno Fernandes, who seems like a really nice guy, than go to some shithouse shysters who own our fucking football club and ruin the spectacle potentially for everyone in the future based on what they wanted to do. So I think let's give him what let's pay him well. He deserves to be paid like he deserves Ferrari money. He's a Ferrari and he deserves Ferrari money. What we're trying to do? We're trying to pay him Skoda money? He's not a Skoda. He's a Ferrari. Okay? Now, Paul Pogba, what we're trying to do with Paul Pogba, we're basically playing, I don't know, Pagani Zonda money for a BMW or something. Well, actually, no. Yeah. What's an unreliable but good car? A Maserati. That's the one. You see, we're paying for a Pagani Zonda. We get a Maserati with Paul Pogba. Whereas with Bruno, we're paying for a freaking Ford Fiesta at the moment when ending up with a Ferrari. We've got to start paying him like a Ferrari. That doesn't even really make sense, but you know what I'm saying. Nobody pays a Ferrari, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, no, Harodi. Somebody hit you at the back when you stopped. Oh, no, I've had that before. I hate that, dude. Are you okay, mate? You got any whiplash or anything? Let's get some love hearts in there for Mr. Haroli. Thank you, RV19. He says, hello, I liked and subscribed. Well, you're a bit of a legend then, aren't you, RV19? Welcome aboard. Yeah, we cover all the latest Man United news on this channel, guys. All the latest breaking stuff. And also just, match reactions, watch-alongs, all that sort of stuff. So if it is your first time, do hit the subscribe. And we don't give you any bullshit on this channel. There's not an endless stream of bullshit, clickbait, made-up fairy tale articles or anything. It's all, we just give you the updates as and when they come, basically, in a legit fashion. And, of course, we are going to talk about some of the transfer speculations, but only realistic stuff, Bell691, what's going on, bud? He says 250k is fair. It's top 2% max of Prem players' money. At the same time, if players hold us to ransom for 350k by not signing deals, it will be a recurring theme. Yeah, no, I agree with you. 250k does sound like a fair fee for Bruno. He's not at the same point of his career as Pogba anyway. As I said, Pogba's won World Cups. Pogba's been at Juventus. Pogba's come to United and won trophies at United as well. Bruno is at a different stage. He's a little bit younger as well than Pogba. So, yeah, I think maybe his next contract should be that big 300, 350k a week one. Right now, I think you're right with that one, though. I'd say he's 250k a week. In actuality, if you look at the worth that he adds to the club, he's 500k a week player. He's more than anybody in the side. He adds more worth to Man United's team than anybody, so he should be paid more. But that's not how reality works. So I think you're right, though, Bell. 250k a week is probably what I would like to see Bruno Fernandes signed up on. But I wouldn't really, I wouldn't be bothered if we paid him more because I think he's deserving of it. And what's the alternative? We cheap out, we lowball, and we end up pissing off somebody who's a really good player and, wants to play his football and he ends up going, I don't know, PSG or some shit. Nobody wants that. We all want to have a really happy player. We've got a special player here. If I was Solskjaer, if I was United's board and everyone, I would be aware of that, and I'd be trying to do everything I can in my power to keep him here for the rest of his career and keep him happy, because he's the best. He's the best, catalyst that we've had, or one of the biggest players we've had since, since Rooney, really. He's a boss. Space in your face as Pig. No one needs to earn 300k a week. Imagine if there was a max weekly payer, say 200k a week for every player. The rest of the money could go to smaller clubs. Hey, I'm with you on that one, Space in your face. But the only problem with that is, it's all about supply and demand, mate. And that's it. You can't. The thing is, if you did that, it would have to be a blanket thing across the whole of football, because as soon as the Premier League puts a cap in place on wages, then Billy Bob Schmeigel, or whatever his name, goes and signs for PSG instead, or he goes and signs for Real Madrid or whoever it may be, because that's where the money's at. And all of a sudden, the Premier League's product is watered down significantly. And it's probably not going to be good for the overall package. I agree with you, though. I think that'd be great across the whole blanket of football. But try and enforce that, mate. Try and make that happen with all the individual different FAs and different governing bodies. It would be a hot nightmare to try and do that. And at the end of the day, the only people that would benefit from it would be the places that have all the money, that are prepared to just pay everybody shitloads of money anyway. So I agree with you, but it doesn't really work, that concept, in my opinion. Plus, you just have to say, the market sets its own price. The market sets its own price. There's so much money in football, which means that this player, it's crazy when you think about it, that any footballer can be worth, £50 million, let alone £190 million, which PSG pays for Neymar or Messi money and this sort of stuff, in terms of the wages. But that is just the reality of it. Like, that is how much these players go for, because of the market, because of the supply and demand, because of that's how it is. That's how much money's in the game. I don't agree with it, but also, how can you change it? You can only change it by hurting your product, I think, initially. But yeah. Patrick O'Neill, hello. He says, if Bruno, the Portuguese Magnifico, starts dancing on Insta and dyes his beard red, does that mean he's worth more wages because he's globally more iconic? But his football does the talking, Pig. Well, I don't think that is the reason why Pogba's globally iconic, because he dances and dyes his hair. That's definitely not the reason why he's globally iconic. The reason why he's globally iconic probably is because he's a huge player for France. France is a very passionate footballing nation. He's got huge followers, most of which, I'm guessing a lot of them are from France as well, because he won the fucking World Cup for them. Just think about any England fans who are fans growing up of football. We all know the names, the stories, the legends of the people who represented and won the World Cup for England in 1966. So to think that, if this was a modern era and England won the World Cup, to think that every single person in England wouldn't go and instantly follow Slabby Maguire, you'd be foolish and mistaken. They'd be an instant legend. And that is what Pogba is to a lot of people. So, of course, his profile is going to be bigger than Bruno Fernandes is at the moment in that sense, because he is a world star. But I take your point on, but I don't think those are the reasons why he's marketable. I think it's because, because he's a hugely popular player and he's won a lot of stuff. Maybe not as much as he should for United, but there you go. Eddie says, Pigo, I don't really get this wage debate. We can't influence it. And if Bruno and Pogs perform, then that's what matters. Yeah, I see your point. We can't control it. It's not our money. We shouldn't be bothered about how much Pogba's getting or how much Bruno's getting, really. We should just be bothered that they are United players and they're committed. And we should be hoping that they get signed up to new contracts. So if it comes out that Pogba signed a 450k a week contract, I guess overall I'll be happy with the situation. There will be part of me thinking, well, that's just a bit of a stupid amount to pay, because it kind of could undermine the rest of the squad. Before you know it, you've got players who are not happy that they haven't got similar sorts of wages, or their roles in the team are maybe questionably bigger, and so they're not happy. I could see that happening. So there is a fine balance there, though. But yeah, T Copper, hello there. Thank you very much for the £1 super chat there, T Copper. Super chat, super T Copper. Mate, thank you very much. No message to go with it, just £1 of super chat love. Thank you very much, T Copper. I appreciate it. Mahmood, how you doing there, Mahmood? Good to see you. Double KK says Mandzukic, Griezmann, Pogba, Mbappe, the scores. Don't know what you mean, but thank you very much for commenting, though. All great players. Hey, Earthine Kadali. Hello to you, Earthine. He says, hi, bro. Man United have to win the league now. We want to win the league. Everybody wants to win the league. Do we have to win the league? Is Solskjaer's job on the line if we don't win the league? It depends, doesn't it? If we bottle the league and finish 5th, then yeah, he's probably going to get sacked. We have got a great squad. We still, in my opinion, could do it 1 or 2 more before we can say we really should be winning the league. We still have to come up against the likes of City and Liverpool, who will be back at it this season. and they're good squads with great managers, and it's tough. So in a way, we need a bit of luck. We need injuries to go our way. We need to keep the squad fit. In other words, and we need, of course, Solskjaer to perform and probably get one or two more players in there in key positions to really give us a shot at challenging. I believe we should be challenging. Now, if we don't win because it's down to some small detail, like we finished a few points behind, but we've got a trophy, I will look at the season like, maybe we've progressed. It depends entirely on the situation and how it lies at the end of the window, at the end of the season, though. United player friendly against Burnley, 3-1. Yes, indeed. Irish Sapkota, Jay Lings and Slamington Maguire getting on the score sheet there, sir. Yes, indeed. Illa United thinks that United will not sign any more players. I could see that happening also, but my hunch says we're going to get somebody else in. Remember, there's also other players still on bloated wages. Jones, for instance, yeah. I mean, Jones makes a mockery of all wages at the club. We know that Bruno's on about 100k a week or whatever it is right now. I mean, that is similar to Phil Jones. Just the fact that we've just said that sentence is mad. Bruno Fernandes is paid a similar amount to Phil Jones. That is crazy, which goes to show you how lax and how poor they have been in terms of managing the wage structure of the club over the last few years and signing pretty average players up to big long-term deals on huge money. It's not a good idea. It's not a good look for anyone. And yeah, it undermines the rest of the squad, the good players who are worth more money. I think Bruno will still perform if he isn't on massive wages. He's a professional and always wants to do his best. So true, RV19, so true. But you do want to keep him sweet here until the end of his career, as far as I'm concerned. I would love to see him retire at United at the age of 34, after having an insane career and winning many things at United. I think he's that good. Of course, the future, who knows what's going to happen in the future. But it seems like he's going to be one of the best players in the world for the next few years at the very least. So we want to keep him here. We don't want him to get unhappy. We don't want him to have his head turned and think, you know what? I can set my family up better if I go and sign for another club. Because that's the reality of it sometimes. It's not just about loving football and I want to play and love Man United. If he's a Portuguese lad, he wants to set himself up there with his family. Of course, he's got an affinity with United. He likes them from a kid because of Ronaldo and stuff. But, and anyway, it's funny, isn't it? People going about all the wages and how much money people get paid. But when you actually think about it as well, like footballers, this is something that not enough people talk about. Footballers do get paid a lot of money, and sometimes it's extortionate. But they don't have an average working career. And, you can say, don't feel sorry for them for that. I'm fucking working till I'm 70. I don't get my pension until then. Laying bricks, for fuck's sake, which is true. But you could, that's your job expectation. You work until you're 60 or 65 or 70. Now, there's only so many positions for players after they retire to be a coach or be a manager or be a pundit. There's not that many available spots. So some of these guys, they're going to have to earn their money in the 10-year window. And they're going to have to make sure they earn a lot in that time. And they do earn a lot. But that is something you have to factor in as well, because most footballers, they don't get into punditry or management after, and there's not a huge career path for players who aren't necessarily great in front of camera speaking and who don't have that managerial ability and that kind of thing. So you have to say that they are paid a lot, but it's not a normal career, and they do have to earn it in a short time. Finney Halper, what's going on there, bro? He says, oi, oi, piggo. Great to see you there, Finney. How are you? Right, guys, I'm just going to get into this. Oscar Jimenez, they need to sell Phil Jones or not for sale. I'll just free transfer the guy at this stage. I'll just cut my losses, terminate his contract. You're paying him the money to be there anyway, right? So whether he sits there on the bench and comes into training or not, you're paying him 100k a week. Now, whether or not you terminate the contract and let him go and sign for someone else for free, or keep him around and pay him till the end of his contract where he's just going to do nothing, it doesn't really make that much difference. I suppose if you don't want to see him sign for free to a rival or something, you might just pick him up for a squad player just for cover or whatever. But what else is he going to do? He's not really worthwhile even as a backup. I wouldn't feel comfortable if we've got injury issues and Phil Jones has to slide in there at centre back. He's shite. So in a way, it makes sense just to terminate, pay the money. You've got to pay it anyway. I guess you just have to pay it weekly instead of paying it all up front. That's why you wouldn't want to do it. So, okay, fair enough. They're just literally getting him to fester away at Manchester United. And it's their fault for signing him up on such a huge deal. If I was Phil Jones, I'd be adamant I want to leave and so I can play some football elsewhere. And I'd be happy to take a pay cut, or not necessarily a pay cut, but at least for Manchester United, I'd be happy to negotiate with United to take a cut in terms of the wages contribution. So like if I was Phil Jones, I'd say, look, boss, this is pointless. Why don't you save 50% of my weekly wages, loan me out to Newcastle United, they'll pay me 50k a week, you pay the other 50 odd k a week, happy days. You save money, they get a decent cheap player, let's go. You know, it's that's what I'd be doing if I was Phil Jones, but he seems pretty content just to sit around and do nothing. Right, okay, got a few little more bits to get into, lads and lasses here. Thank you very much for everybody who's joined us. Smash the like button on it if you haven't done, and get your thoughts and opinions before we wrap up in a little while. But we've got a tweet here from Laurie Whitwell who said the fact Manchester United have 5 years to pay for Jadon Sancho, plus 4 to pay for Raphael Varane, suggests the initial outlay this summer totals £23.5 million. Still, after losing 150 million due to pandemic, United are being cautious over more signings. So when you actually analyse the signings we've made this summer, because a lot of them are over, you know, years of payments and stuff. So it just, you know, this is what I'm saying. Papering over the cracks is the expression, my friends. Bunch of papering over the crack melts. We've got a super chat here from Patrick O'Neill. Thank you so much, Patrick O'Neill. How you doing there, bud? And Alex, great to see you too there. How you going, Alex? He says, don't think we're signing anyone unless we sell 3 to 4 players. Well, that's a true point. We might do, though. I could see us selling a couple of players this window. Hey there, Janice. Patrick O'Neill, mate. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat there. Mate, you're a legend. Get in there. He says, Love Pig replies, found a corner like a painter and decorator. Legend. Just think based on performance, mentality, Bruno for captaincy and top earners for me pig. Somebody wrote in the comments of that video and thought that I said, found the corner like a pizza decorator. And they were like, oh, that's funny. That's not what I said. I said what you said, a painter and decorator. There is no corners on a pizza, unless it's a bloody square one anyway. Patrick O'Neill, he says, just think based on performance / mentality, Bruno for captaincy and top earner for me, pig. Great comment. Great comment. It's a fantastic comment. David De Gea is on £300,000 a week. Paul Pogba is on £350,000 a week. And Bruno Fernandes is on £100,000 a week right now. So, yeah, he definitely deserves to be paid like a top earner. He's the best player in the team as far as I'm concerned, so he should be paid like it. But as I did say a moment ago, they're at slightly different stages of their development in their careers. De Gea has been at the club for a long time, proven to be one of the world's best keepers. Paul Pogba's won World Cups and things like that. He's also older and been at the club a longer time. They're at different phases of their career in terms of contracts. So 250k a week, guys. I'll ask you the question one last time, then, and we'll just decide. What would you pay Bruno Fernandes a week at Manchester United on his new contract? I say 250k a week. Anything less than that is a big insult as far as I'm concerned. You know, because he probably won't ask for that much anyway, but if he, you know, the fact is there's other players at the club on more money who are not as good. So you don't want to insult the guy. You want him to be happy playing his football at United for the next 5 years. I want him to be a United player till he retires. He's that good. So in order to do that, keep him sweet, we should pay him like it. Hey, we're nearly at 100 likes, everyone. If you just joined us, do leave a cheeky little thumbs up on it. It's free to do so, and it helps us compete with some of the other clickbait belts, etc. Do us a favour, smash that like, and give it a share on social media. Thank you, Patrick O'Neill, you legend. Hey, Gungshi Leone. Gungshi, thank you so much for the 670 NT super chat, Gungshi. Hey, how you been? He says, hi, pig, lads and lasses of the BB. Loved Varane's interview today. I think we've got ourselves an absolute bargain there, who will be rocking our defence for years to come. Come on, let's get some cheeky little hashtag Varane is a red in the live chat, because that is a massive signing, Gunshi. I agree with you, mate. Seems like the perfect player for us right now, in his prime, won it all, winner, coming for the challenge. Look, he could have just gone and done, you know, a Lionel Messi or a Sergio Ramos and just gone where the money's at, really. I'm sure he could have just gone to somebody else and got more money. If that's all he wanted, he could have gone to China, could have gone to PSG, whoever. I'm sure they'd have been interested in him before getting Ramos in. That's just my opinion. Now, what he wanted was to have a challenge. He wanted a challenge in the Premier League at a great club. And this is a challenge in the Premier League. He's not even gone to one of the, when you think about, you know, Chelsea and Man City, you know, those are the scum money clubs who get all the mercenaries, really. Varane's coming because he loves the thought of being a Man United player and challenging in the Premier League. That is it. And that is what I like about him. Gungshi, you're so right, though. Yes, he does seem like he's going to be a great player for us. Let's get some love hearts in there for Don Gungshi Leone. Thank you so much, bud. Varane is a red, says Eddie. Damien Turner, yes, mate. 350 with Ballon d'Or and Golden Boot add-on, says Patrick O'Neill. Well, there you go. Varane is a red. I love Rafael Varane's winning mentality, says Ed Exchange. Somebody came in here the other day with a stat, and I don't know if it was true or not, because it almost sounds like it shouldn't be. But somebody said that he's been in 14 finals in his career, and he's won them all, which, I mean, you know, those are some pretty impressive stats. You don't really get any more of a winner than that. We've got a winner on our side now. We needed to add some more winners to the team. We've had some winners, guys, in the team over the last few years. You know, Pogba's won some stuff. Cavani's won some stuff. But we needed some more winners. It's all well and good. A lot of our team, they've forgotten how to win, guys. Post-Fergie, a lot of the winners had gone. The Robin Van Persie's not there. You know, the Wayne Rooney's eventually left. And all these winners that are around at the club, they've gone. And we needed to get a few more in. So it's going to be a great season, I think. Yeah, I agree. Ishmael Ravat Camavinga would be a great signing for sure, wouldn't he? Right, I'm just going to get into a few little bits and bobs before I go then, lads and lasses. So Ruben Neves, Camavinga, high up on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's shortlist this summer. They're on the agenda for him anyway. It's whether or not the club can do the business or even wants to do the business in this window now, because they have strength and they have given him some more tools to do the job, but we could still do with a couple more. West Ham looking at Lingard still. Erling Haaland's release clause is valid from 2022. The transfer fee could be higher than expected. The amount could be increased from 75 million euros up to 90 million if certain conditions can be fulfilled this season, sources say. So summer 2022, there are some reports to say that his contract could be, you could buy it out for 90 million next summer. That's some reports that I saw here. Ahmad will go on loan. This is from Fabrizio Romano. He says that he has a proposal from Basel, but also Premier League clubs like Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, and many others are interested. Ahmad wants Premier League football and will decide with the next step in the next few days, says Fabrizio. But I did see some quotes earlier from Ahmad Diallo saying that, you know, he basically was up for staying, though. I don't know if that was old or new, or if it was just some bullshit thing that popped up. You know how things work. But there you go. Also, Fab gave an update on Ronaldo and just said, as of now, Man United are not working on Cristiano Ronaldo this season, but things can change. We're not going to sign Ronaldo this season. We're probably never going to sign him. Our club aren't going to do that. I mean, look, if they had any bottle about them and they really wanted to have a proper summer and get their Tom Brady player, then yeah, fair enough. But I just don't see it. That's not going to happen. Brandon Williams close to joining Norwich City on loan. Bruno Fernandes close to a new deal. Could see him earning a big amount of money, and rightfully so, in my opinion. Currently on £100,000 a week. Talks in the region of £250,000 to even £300,000 a week for that. I mean, Rashford's on £200,000 a week, right? Maguire and Shaw are on similar sort of money to that. So Bruno Fernandes has to be paid more than those guys. He's older than them, or most of them there. He's also better than all of them in terms of what he adds to the team. So he's got to be paid like it. Get in there, my son. Thank you very much for subscribing. Somebody just subscribed. Who was it? I don't know. But if you are new, hit that subscribe button. William McN, thank you very much for subscribing, William. Everyone, do hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It is free to do so. Hello there, Yusuf Mahmood. He says Camavinga will be the best signing for us. Hey, respect, man. I hope you're right, dude. I think it would be a great signing. He's only 18 and he's already doing some seriously impressive stuff. If he's available, if there's bids going in, we've got to go in and try and get him. I'm with you on that. He's going to be so good in the future. You can just see it. And even if he doesn't turn out to be all that good, which he will, in my opinion, it's not a huge amount of money because he's at Stade Rennes. His contract's running down. You can even get him on a free in January. So if he is going to move in this summer window, it's not going to be for a lot of money at all. So go and get him. Go and get him. It's as simple as that, Man United, you complete melts. Oh! And they've been better this window, but they're still so annoying in the transfer window, aren't they? Especially with getting players out. They can't seem to get players out of this football club. One of these players getting out of this football club. There's too many hangers-on at this club. Too many passengers. Too many parasites. Phil No Bones Jones a towel. It's so annoying. Right, okay, guys. So I will get into the comments for a couple more seconds. But the reports are, you know, Camavinga and Ruben Neves are still on United's list. We are keeping tabs on them at this moment in time. Also, Ruben Neves to Manchester United is still quiet, but only moved to a team in the Champions League, says Fabrizio Romano this evening also. So, you know, if he is going to leave anywhere, it will probably be to United. It won't be to a club like Arsenal, who are also supposedly interested in him. Why would you leave? It would be only for money, I suppose. I mean, Arsenal is a bigger club than Wolves, but they're not really, at this moment in time, a bigger club than Wolves, really, are they? Not really. It's like they're both just mid-table shite. United had a behind closed doors friendly earlier on and beat Burnley 3-1. Good stuff. I want to give you an update on some injury news and return dates here, actually, quick, guys. Just very, very quickly, because Lingard's back in training after COVID and stuff. Dean Henderson's set to miss out on Sunday due to the COVID stuff as well, recovering from COVID. Raphael Varane is a doubt ahead of the second game of the Premier League season as he fights to regain match fitness. This is reported by the MEN. Varane only participated in his first training session on Monday, and considering Victor Lindelof's obviously performance in the first game, it may well be another game that you see him start against Southampton, possibly. I would want to see Varane start, obviously, guys. Do you think, I'll ask you the question now in the live chat, just answer yes or no. Do you think that Varane will start against Southampton? I mean, I think he will. I think he will. But, as I said, there's some question marks hanging over it there, and Victor Lindelof did impress. Victor Lindelof had a really, really good game against Leeds United. I thought it was fantastic, and that's without even taking into consideration the assist that he got. Eric Bailly, he's still going to be out, but he was trained with his United teammates Monday morning. But he could be, featuring, but it's unlikely. It'll probably be Lindelof. Edinson Cavani's been handed a boost for Sunday, apparently. He may well be in. He's cleared to rejoin training. He was forced to miss out, of course, because he had an extended break from the Copa America. So we don't know whether or not Cavani will be playing against Southampton just yet. We'll have to wait until close to the weekend when Solskjaer will probably give us an update. But he could be. Jesse Lingard returned to training on Monday after missing part of the preseason following a COVID-19 test. Alex Telles has a sustained ankle injury. Preseason training in July, looks set to miss the season's opening month. And of course, we know about Rashford's shoulder injury. So that's basically the latest on those guys. So a few of them expected to come back in and be available for that game against Southampton, lads and lasses. Oh, yeah. Griffo Chaz says, yes, he will start. ZX Fame says, I think so. Travis says, no. Talking You says, no. Irfan Kadili says, Dortmund Bellingham is a very good midfielder. Yeah, man, he's going to be a future United player, mate. All Borussia Dortmund is a feeder club for Man United. They're a damn feeder club for us. We will have Jude Bellingham in the future. I can see it I can feel it in my loins. Sean Myberg, hello there, Sean. He says, Jesse should leave. Played and scored today, but will not get much game time. We need to sell. But I totally agree with you, mate. What's the point of keeping Jay Lings around the club, mate? All he does is take the place of somebody else in the squad who could be better developing, a younger player. Jay Lings, we know what we get from him at United. We know what we get. It's not West Ham. He's not going to be that big fish in a big pond at United. He's not. He needs to go there and he needs to play regularly. And he's not going to play regularly at United. He's not the sort of player that can come in and play sporadically. You look at all the players who are at United in his positions who are ahead of him. He's not going to get in, guys. Where does Jesse Lingard play? Jesse Lingard usually plays in the hole or in a wide position. He's usually played in that 3, in a 4-2-3-1, anywhere in the 3. Right? Now, we have seen him occasionally deeper, but most of the time he's playing CAM or he's playing either wing, either side, right? Because he is a mobile player. He does run around a lot. He is versatile, and he does offer the team a lot in terms of energy and pressing and things like that. He's not all bad, and he's a good player. But he's not going to get in the team. On the left-hand side, you have, Rashford when he's fit. You've got Martial. Sancho can play there. Daniel James is still here at the moment. You've also got in the middle, Pogba can deputise for Bruno if needs be. Donny van de Beek. We haven't even talked about Donny van de Beek as CAM. Donny. And then on the right-hand side, crikey, we've got Sancho now. There's Greenwood. There's Diallo. There's, so where is even the backup role for Lingard? You don't need a backup role for Lingard. You've got Juan Mata to do a backup role for the time being if you need. You don't need a backup role for Jesse Lingard. He's not even good enough to be a backup for me, I'm afraid. Alan Kamani says, Man United haven't won anything in current seasons. We need to win at least, even though it's in the EPL League. Oh, okay, fair enough, Alan Kamani. Yes, we do. We want to win a trophy this season, mate. Of course, the best one we could win would be the Premier League, to win it back after all those years without having it since 2013. That would be the one for me. People want the Champions League, fair enough. I like that too, but the one for me would be the Premier League. What would you rather Man United win this season? Obviously not the Mickey Mouse Cup. There's no point talking about that. But what would you prefer, the Champions League or the Premier League? For me, it's the Premier League. League, because that signifies who is the best team in England week to week over the course of a 38-game season. There's no questions, there's no ifs and or buts. You are the best team in the league. So I want us to win it because it'd be a statement. There we are back. It's as simple as that. We're back, and that's the one for me. So yeah, in my eyes, all the other stuff, yeah, we want to win a trophy. That's fine, but the Premier League is the one we should be trying to win. G-Wolf says, you say 250k a week, I go half that and 225k, says G-Wolf United. Oh, Gangshilioni says, PayPal for His Majesty the Pig. Dun 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 dun. Gungshi, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. Let's go over to PayPal. What a fucking legend. Oh, Gungshilioni. He sent a 25 Bono Dono over there, mate. Super PayPal. Gungshi, thank you so much, mate. He says, cheeky donatione for the pig's larder. Got to keep it well stocked. Oh, mate, you're so kind. Thank you so much, Gungshi, for that. I will get myself a cheeky little something in the larder, sir. Oh, hell yeah. Many things, Gungshi. Oh, yeah, I'm on a diet at the moment still. But you know what? Last couple of days I've been nibbling a little bit, Gungshi. I'm not going to lie, I've been nibbling. Maybe I'll put that towards getting some healthy snacks in. How's that? Gungshi, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Let's get some watermelon sugar highs in the live chat for Gungshi Leone's incredible support. Thank you very much. Legend man. Let's sell Lingard and Matic and get Rice, says Inter United. I wouldn't even sell Matic this season. I'm on the weird camp that likes Matic. I think Matic can still do a job for us. Look, he's not good enough in terms of being that proper top quality CDM to go in there week in, week out and in the top games. He's not. I don't think so. I think those days are gone for Nemanja Matic. But I still think he's a good squad player with a cool head. Somebody who can come on, keep hold of the ball, win the ball back for you. Good at defending set pieces because he's a big lummox. Gets himself around a bit. And, he's a good defensive-minded player. All he can do is bloody pass it sideways pretty much. But, he's a decent player. So I've got no problems with him being at the club. But I have problems with him being the first choice at CDM. Or Fred being the first choice at CDM. We need better quality than that. Hey, we smashed 100 likes on the stream. Come on! Get in there! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing, by the way, there, Baltimore Cyber Cafe. Thank you very much for subscribing. And also Sean Myberg and Alan Kamani. Thank you guys very much for subscribing. If you guys are new to the channel, do hit the old subscribe button. RB Comps, it's so funny that there's going to be an all or nothing series on Amazon for Arsenal. Arsenal fans are tortured enough. They should just call it Nothing or Nothing. Are you serious? There's going to be an all or nothing series on. They literally should just call it Nothing or Nothing. It's as simple as that. ZX Flames says, I wish we sold Jesse a couple of seasons ago and kept Angel Gomez. Exactly, ZX Flames. By all accounts, Gomez is doing well in his development. I personally don't think Gomez is ever going to reach the heights of a Bruno or anything like that. But you know what? We would have found out. We could have developed him more so if we'd have given him the opportunities that Jesse Lingard had. And Jesse Lingard had huge amounts of opportunities, and he didn't really deserve any of them over the last few seasons. Thank you, Inter United. Yes, Gungshi, you're an absolute gent. Thank you so much for that, bud. I really, really do appreciate it, Gungshi. I hope everything's well with you, man. I hope you enjoyed your Taiwanese Valentine's Day the other day, Gungshi the OD. Have you watched the Varane documentary on Prime? No, I haven't, RV19. I'll have to check it out. 2-hour recap. I'm busy, says Big God Bob. Hey, no worries, bud. Well, basically, just a recap before I go. Ruben Neves and Camavinga are top of the list for Solskjaer at the moment in terms of realism. We also have some other links like Declan Rice, Saul, we're still interested in potentially. So we are interested and we are in the market. That is how things are as we understand it at the moment. Solskjaer would still love to sign another midfielder. There is 2 weeks left until the window closes. We'll see if Man United can get the business done. I hope we can. We'll keep you posted as it happens on the channel. Earth and Cadini, I hear Liverpool, but I love Man United, but I have to win the league now. Who do you think's winning the league this season, guys? Who do you think is winning the league? You can actually see my predictions for the Premier League if you check out my video on my channel, Premier League predictions video, a couple of days ago. So check that out. You'll see who I think, but let me know who you think. Rushmano says subscribe to the channel. You did, Pig. Pokemon 2, so my girlfriend was content. Oh, nice. I've been on a little bit of a catching Pokemon thing again, Gungshi. I don't know why. On my new phone, I just downloaded it. You know when you get a new phone and it downloads all the apps like in your library or whatever. And I haven't really played it for ages, but I just started catching a few little, catching, it was Eevee Day. I was just catching a shitload of Eevees, mate, and getting Vaporeons and stuff. Anyway, okay, no answers by Pig tonight, says Vincent. But what do you mean? Have I missed you, Vincent? But I'm so sorry. Let me go up and see if I've missed your comment. See if I could see a comment that you've said. Vinny B. Vincent Bullock says Vincent Bullock is a red. He's worth 1.2 million a week. What do you say about that, Pig? That's probably why I didn't read it. I'm just joking, Vincent Bullock. I'd say it's a rip-off, mate. Right, guys, we're gonna leave it here. Thank you so much. Evie's all over the gap. We're gonna leave it there. Ellie says, "Pokemon, you are grown up, for fuck's sake." Hey, you're only as old as you feel, Ellie. You gotta harness that inner child sometimes, don't you? Long time no see, Shackman Hamlet. Welcome in, mate. I hope you're doing well. Guys, we're going to leave it there. That's the latest update. Nothing in terms of, United are signing this player and that player right now. Just a little bit of, updates in terms of sources saying that Solskjaer still has his eye on Ruben Neves or Camavinga in this window. So keep a lookout for upcoming videos. There may even be some breaking news tonight or tomorrow, or, we'll see. There's only 2 weeks left of the window. So if United are going to get any business done, it should be pretty quickly, although, now the season started and I guess the emphasis to get them in is not quite as big. And, United could surprise us by getting somebody on the final day of the transfer window too. That's only on is it the 30th? 30 days, 31st of August. Thank you, Travis. He says, great stream, mate. Thank you so much for watching and getting in here, Trav. Really appreciate you. G-Wolf, Gungshi, Ellie, Aaron, all the moderators, Griffo, Chaz, Italy United. Yeah, Greenwood's going to be the GOAT in the future, isn't he? Thank you, Shazad. Thank you, guys. By the way, keep a lookout. Later on, as I say, there may well be another United news video. Also, I think I might even do a cheeky little bit of GTA later tonight. So have a look out on the gaming channel. Keep a look out there, Flying Pig Gaming. If you're not following it or subscribed, please do subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, everybody. This is the Pig. I'll be back with the latest updates and the breaking Man United news as and when they happen. No bullshit, no clickbait, just all the latest news as it happens. This is the Pig. Thank you very much for watching. Leave that like on the video. It's free to do if you enjoyed this stream whatsoever. Smash the like on it. If you didn't, smash the down like. I don't give a shite. And leave a little comment afterwards if you want. Come back in a few minutes' time and comment with any of your thoughts and opinions, whatever we covered in this video or anything else. Do get involved and keep this debate going after the live stream's finished. See you on the next one, guys. Also, check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com, for your Man United news. And check out the social media accounts, Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I will see you on the next one, everybody. This is the Pig. Take it easy.